the emotions at the national anthems from both teams. We are all set to go at the Dubai International Stadium for the first match of the Super Fours, and it promises to be an absolute beauty. There's a good crowd attendance as well, lots of Sri Lankan supporters, a good spread of Bangladesh supporters as well, and these two teams are want to fire up from the go. Just to remind you that Bangladesh have won the toss, have elected the bowl first, and two reasons they've done that. This track has been played on 3 times in the last 6 days. It's got a little bit of a straw colour to it now, and also this year, 2025, 70% of the game's been won batting second. So that's one of the reasons why Das decided to make sure that he was bowling first, wants to chase. Seems to be the name of the game. But it shall be a beauty. It's a warm night again. And as the opening batsmen come out for Sri Lanka, Russell Arnold's joined me as well. Russ, what are your thoughts? What do you want to see right at the start from Sri Lanka?
Intent that we've seen throughout the group stages. That's the difference in this team at the moment. They've been blowing hot and cold quite a bit over the last couple of years. They need to play with the same intent and energy, and I don't think they will find too many obstacles if they can do that. I also believe, Hazy, that it's a good toss to lose. It's one of those pitches you mentioned that it's been played on, and I feel it'll slow down throughout the night and ends. Sri Lanka also would have opted to chase, but I think this is a better way to go.
Okay, interesting. I mentioned earlier that Bangladesh have won 3 of the last 5 games that have been played between these two countries. They're the opening batsmen, Nasanko and also Mendes. But history shows us that Sri Lanka do have the upper hand and go into this match as favourites. Of course, they did play against Bangladesh a little bit earlier in the Asia Cup and won that comfortably by 6 wickets. So that'll put them in good stead. Of course, Mendes is someone who's a wonderful player. The other night was 76. He scored so many runs throughout his T20 international career. He really is quite a special player, and he's someone they want to get rid of pretty smartly. The other guy is Nasanka.
Yeah, 2,000 plus runs to him as well. His strike rate 124, but in the last year, that's way better than that. As a partnership too, they've done extremely well. Joriful Islam with the ball, he's a left armer, brought in specifically against Sri Lanka because their record against left arm seamers, not the best of this. Matchups being paid attention to.
Okay, one of the 2 changes, Shuriful's in and Mahedi Hassan, the off spinner, is also in. He will look to swing the ball as well, Shuriful.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
First delivery of the Super Fours, Asia Cup 2025. A little bit of movement back in as she normally see from Shuriful. He's a big, tall left armer, fairly close to the stumps. Gets that ball to move back in towards the right-handers.
Yeah, black armbands. Sri Lankans, we all know the reason for that. The thoughts and prayers with Dunit Velalage and his family. Velalage, what 3 days has he had? 18, played the game. Emotional news coming through. Gone back home and he's back here in the team once again.
Sri Lanka unchanged. knows so well, Bangladesh, they need to break this opening partnership because they can be dominant if they get going. Set it up nicely in that middle order. Get the important runs over 7 to 15. Get a good start. You can really capitalise on those middle overs. That's nicely bowled. Bit of movement back in as well. Shuriful at one stage thought he'd got that underneath the bat.
That was quick. Up around 130. Rohan Pandit, one of the standing umpires.
Asif Yaqub from Pakistan is the other one, standing in his 29th T20 International.
Shuriful look for the glory ball. He's got to do that while you get some swing, that late swing. Just lucky enough to get a bit of bat down there.
Yeah, because of the dryness of the pitch, it's not going to swing for too long. 2 or 3 overs, that's probably all. Holding his line that time, big swing and a miss. We're going to go downtown. Bit off, there's just a little bit on the wide side. Shuriful doesn't mind him having a dip at that one.
Yeah, pushes that across the previous one into the right-hander. Most importantly, his length very full, giving it every opportunity to swing. I feel 165, 170 is what Sri Lanka need. Try and defend.
Just a reminder, only 2 players allowed outside the circle in the power play. The limit leg side, he's picked that up beautifully. That's a really good shot. That is the first 6 of the game. Fine stuff.
On your feet, and why wouldn't you dance when you see the ball fly over mid-wicket just like that? A little too straight. Onto the pads, that's a shorter boundary on the leg side, and Kusal Mendes uses the pace. Yeah, that should calm any nerves if there were between these 2 batters.
He won't get nervous. Mendes, 76 not out last game, played beautifully. That short boundary is going to be an important factor in this game. That's a better line. Brings the 3rd man into play. Just going to scamper through for 1.
3 seamers Bangladesh have gone in with. Taskin Ahmed and Mustafizur, the other 2. They brought back in Madi Hassan Shah as well. Done really well against Sri Lanka in terms of picking up wickets and also drying up runs.
Zur's got a big job to play today, a big role. A bit expensive in one of the games of the Asia Cup this year. 8 for done, first over done. Sanka and Mendes, 2 fine players right at the top. Shira as well. Usu's been in pretty handy nick. Tried to Sri Lanka, he could do some runs, I guess. Commander Mendes is a fine player and, of course, helped steer the victory in the last game in Abu Dhabi with Kusal Mendes. Left-arm seam in the first over. Nasu, bit of flight. He's not scared to give the ball a bit of flight. He's a tall lad. He can do that.
And right on the money. Gets it to skid through for small wicket the other day. Sadikul Athwal was trapped in front, and that gave Bangladesh the belief and ability to go on and defend a 154.
Slip in place as well. Indication that I'll expect a little bit of turn right at the start of this game. That one straightened.
Interesting battle. Will all come down to how these two navigate Bangladesh's spinners.
Rio Economy is very good at a shade over the 7 mark, and because it's turning a bit, he's not scared to give the ball a bit of flight either.
Mendy's in that 70-plus knock a couple of days ago, scored 70% of his runs on the leg side against Afghanistan.
A bit flatter, a little bit quicker. That's nicely played. He knew exactly where the fielder wasn't, and that's going to go for 4. Nice work from Mendes. Got very good wrists and quick feet.
Got to find ways of putting pressure on the bowler. Bowler like Nasum, he'll stay there and thereabouts all the time. He just probably got 6 inches in his favour in terms of the length. Plays it off Littendas's gloves.
Because that form as well, it helps you play a little bit later. Oh, it's nicely bowled. It's good follow-up delivery.
And the reason for the 70% runs scored on the leg side, a lot of spin from Afghanistan. They swept really, really well. I think they need to do that here against Nasum and Mahdi Hassan Shah to actually dominate this Bangladesh bowling lineup.
But 5 off the 5 balls in this over. Can he shut down this last one? Nasum, can he keep this last one nice and tight? If he does, it'll be a very, very good over. Just making sure he's got the field placings right, just making that man the deep forward square on the leg side, go a little bit straighter. He does very well. That's a very good over. Just 5 from it, 13 for none.
ভাই সবাই একটু সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন, সবাই একটু সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন।
Hassan and Shuraful Islam, the 2 men that are inside the side today for Bangladesh. Sri Lanka unchanged. And it's Laliga back from Sri Lanka, passing away of his father, and in the lineup again today. Would have been getting enormous support from his teammates, I'm sure. Shuraful again to start, first over. A little bit on the expensive side, a little bit more than he would like first up, but not too bad. Oh, that's leading edge. Said that straight up. Is it safe? Yes. A little bit of good fortune.
Interesting field set too. There was a very wide point on the boundary line and no deep third man. But even if it was third man, I think it was perfectly placed by Kusal Mendes. Threw the shot early. Top edge. Went a long way in the sky, but too much for that fielder to do.
To repeat that shot that he played so well in the previous over from Shuraful. Fortune on his side early. Sanka now on strike. Beautifully bowled. Keeping it nice and tight. Back in towards the body, ending up around about the leg stump line.
And also makes sense why he's taking chances in that direction of the ground, because of course it's a shorter boundary. Sri Lanka's team, plenty of batting options. Hasaranga probably even at 9, and Villagalage earlier, 2 seamers. Chamira and Tushara in good form. The game comes into the point where Sri Lanka makes runs. It's about putting runs on the board for now. Gunit Velalage. Well, the choice was up to him. He wanted to come back. He wanted to be available. And he gets his place in the team. Just a thought on the 32 runs that he conceded that day. It was the last over. He shouldn't have been bowling that. It's just the situation of the game that had him. So I wouldn't judge him or his bowling or contribution on that over. This is Bangladesh, 2 changes.
A very good opening combination. Also Tanzan Lytton Das, 2 fine players. Opening batting at number 3 as well, 2 fine players. This year in particular, Lytton Das very good in particular against Sri Lanka. Got some seamers that can certainly do a fine job as well. Beautiful shot. That is a magnificent stroke. Not that short at all. He's just picked it up beautifully, trusted the bounce and dispatched it for 4 flat.
Just gave me the impression he was waiting for that. His feet go nowhere. He just twists his wrists, his hips into it. His base, his starting position so good. He was just waiting for a bit of length. Pathum Nissanka, that's his first shot of authority this innings.
Right out of the middle. A bit over pitch this time, and that's been drilled down the ground for 4. They are 2 wonderful strokes. Really good cricket from Nissanka.
The 2 in the deep square leg and the deep mid wicket to stop Nissanka picking up length. If you like that pull shot, this is even better. Front foot out of the way. I'll hit through the line. I'll get 4. Yep, they're making a statement here, these 2 openers together. Generally, it's been one of them bossing the situation.
They've been off the over so far. And he's... Another fine shot that is. 15 runs off the... The last 3 have gone for 4, 28 for none. That's a great shot, really is. New ball coming onto the bat, trusting the pace off the surface at the moment. Length delivery dispatched. But straight away that run rate's up at 9.3, so they're away, Sri Lanka, at this stage. We're very happy with the way things have started. Nissanka and Mendes in particular, setting things up for the players in the middle order. Soon, I think, no more than just a bit of a stumble perhaps, as he wasn't quite ready with one of the fielders.
The sweeper cover now at long on. So he is going to be bowling into the right-hander.
Chopped away. Oh, it's well fielded. Got down there. Churfield after bowling the last over and getting a little bit of treatment, got down there and stopped to 4.
Yeah, he hit it hard. Last ball of the last over, again pitched up. Leading run scorer in the Asia Cup this year is Pathum Nissanka. He's already got 2 half centuries. He also got a 50. One of those 50s was against Bangladesh in the group stage.
And motoring along nicely at the moment.
গাইস যারা যারা লাইভে নতুন আছেন সবাই একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব, সবাই একটা করে সাবস্ক্রাইব করে যারা নতুন আছেন সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দিন।
He's got many other deliveries to skid on with the arm, and all also he's shown that he can turn that ball or straighten it. So that's where the doubt comes into the batter's mind.
Side edge onto the pad. He also is using a bit of variety where he releases well, sometimes going a little bit wide. Here's the 3 boundaries in the last over. One, bang, that was a great shot. That was a magnificent drive, and that was the last one that was smacked. 1 bounce 4. Superb stuff from Nissanka. Thought he had him, assume, but late play. Get the ball out.
And great understanding between the two, just getting off strike. It got a couple of dot balls against Nissanka. And it's a great way of relieving pressure or making yourself be in control out there. It's a good over so far after a big one in the previous one. 15. Here just the 2 of the 4 deliveries.
Yeah, and only went for 5 in his first over as well, Masoom. Now, advances this time. He's hit it up high. How far's that gone? 6 runs. That's gone a long way. Beautiful stuff. Tremendous this time.
Runs behind you, you feel so much more confident. You stay in your crease, he'll pick you down, Nasum. He's had a look. Yep. Let me get at him. Long on, I mentioned in the deep, there's no one on the offside, and he knew where he was going to hit it. That's why he skipped leg side-ish. Kusal Mendes is off to a flyer once again.
Again towards that boundary. But now 8 off the over. Last ball of the 4th over. Really good start from Sri Lanka. 4 gone, 36 for none.
Great start by Sri Lanka. 36 without loss in the first 4 overs. Well, Nissanka, he's been the mainstay of the Sri Lankan batting. Kusal Mendes was amongst the runs in the last game. It's a small boundary, it's a shorter boundary, but what the Sri Lankan batter so well is that they're exploiting it, picking those lines and lengths. An excellent result for Pathum Nissanka. Good evening, Atar.
Good evening, Roshan. Good evening, all. Again, another flick of the wrist and it's gone the distance 80 meters. Remember, that side of the boundary is only 64 meters. And that's the second time the batter has picked up a 6 in that direction. So another very good start to this over.
গাইস সবাইকে সাবস্ক্রাইব করে যারা লাইভে নতুন আছেন সবাইকে সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন সবাইকে সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন
Pathum Nissanka 21 of 11. I think it's an inside edge. For a moment I thought Tusking was very excited, knew there was an inside edge. That's his record. 98 wickets, best of 4 for 16. Good economy considering where he bowls. Generally at the death, also at the top. He's an attacking bowler, Taskin Ahmed. And that's what Nissanka has got so far. That strike rate, that's a good strike rate. That's the kind of strike rate you're looking for. Face off, cleverly bowled, cleverly bowled. Padum Nissanka, he had an excellent outing against Bangladesh in the league stage game. That's a delightful shots, has been in excellent form. Has been good with the horizontal shots. And also very good both on the front foot and on the back foot. Well, he's been in good touch, hasn't he? So that's a look at the most runs in this Sleepy Bird Asia Cup. Padum Nissanka, 146 runs. Kusal Mendes on strike.
It's a good combination, isn't it, Roshan? Because we've seen what Nissanka has done in this tournament so far. In this innings also, Kusal Mendes 21 of 14.
Yeah, I think the stability at the top is so important. Well, we spoke about Padum Nissanka against Bangladesh, and then what about the chase against Afghanistan? They were up against it. It was a tough chase, but it was Kusal Mendes who really stole the show. And I thought the way he played spin, particularly those sweep shots, picked the slower deliveries, very good horizontally, both on the off and on the leg, took on the spinners. That was a challenge the Afghan bowlers had. Wants a single.
I think the key feature, if you look at those two innings, they've picked up the length very quickly. Whether it's on the shorter side or whether it's a little bit fuller, they've not backed down. They've gone to the pitch of the delivery, picked up the length so quickly. And if you tend to do that, you will score runs, especially in the first 6 overs, because there are fielding restrictions. So you can easily go over the top. 4 4s and 3 6s already in this innings of 44. Very good from Sri Lanka. Just the kind of start they wanted to have. And these two openers
ভাই
have not
সবাইকে সাবস্ক্রাইব
disappointed
করে
the
দিন,
key
যারা
backs.
লাইভে নতুন আছেন সবাইকে সাবস্ক্রাইব
Just to
করে
add
দিন।
to that, I thought Kusal Mendes also swept well. These are the dimensions Arthur Ali was talking about, but he also used to sweep very well against the spinners. Padum Nissanka, now this should be taken, yes. He was looking to try and play a mid-wicket. Taskin Ahmed strikes. And the opening partnership has been broken.
So once again, it's Taskin Ahmed who's picked up a wicket in his very first over. He didn't open the bowling, he came in to bowl the 5th over. It was on the shorter side, just good connected well. There are 2 fielders in that direction. Now this one's gone to deep mid wicket, but Saif Hasan takes it gleefully. Look at that reaction. They needed to see the breakthrough, and it's Taskin Ahmed who delivers with the ball. The Padum Nissanka gone for 22. Sri Lanka 44 for 1.
Kamil Mishara. The new batter. Number 3 in this T20 side for Sri Lanka. He's been
occupying that place for a while now. It's going to be... coming on, very useful off spinner, has had a lot of success against Sri Lanka. He's clever, tends to push it through a little bit, and they want two, and they'll come back for two. This is good running, really good running. Pressure on the fielder.
If the batters can pick up those singles and convert those singles into twos, it's a bonus. He can end up scoring a healthy total, 59 wickets for Mahdi Hassan. His best of 4 for 11 has come recently against the same opposition.
Kusal is on strike, 24 of 16. That one just going straight through. Not much a turn, but he tends to push it through a little bit. These are his numbers. Quite early in his career. That average just under 30. Strike rate just under 125. Down the track, and he's cleared long on and done it easily. The Sri Lankan 50 is up.
Yeah, what a way to go and pick up a six and ensure that you have 50 runs on the board inside the power play. Timing it beautifully. And he's got his dancing shoes on. Down the wicket. And knew immediately that he was in business. Both the batters picking up the length and the picking up boundaries at will. Really good. And goes the wicket, the only wicket to fall inside the park. Back on Fizz is getting into a good rhythm here. Just a single in the first 3 deliveries.
Go square. He'll find the fielder.
Similar number of 4s and 6s so far. It's they've really gone on a flick for a maximum. This one went all the way. If it's a length ball, they've also tried to be a little bit cheeky, but that was on the shorter side. So he didn't pick up the length there. That's why I had to go back to the pavilion. The good start. Whenever a new batter comes in, it does take a little bit time. Mishra has now scored a single run now, facing 4 deliveries. That's the field set for Mustafizur to Kusal Mendes. Kusal Mendes, a wonderful start, 32 of 21. He needs to carry on. And if he does, a good total on the board for sure.
Right, so what about tomorrow? This is a big game coming up in the DP World Asia Cup. Match number 14. It is India versus Pakistan in the Super 4. That's the second time these two teams played. And in fact, oh, now how close would that could have been if that hit?
The direct hit would have been very interesting because he was way out of his crease the moment he played that shot. He was not interested. Look at the non-struck away. Where was he going? Oh yes, direct hit would have done the job. There you go. It's not even in the frame. Mustafizur, get behind the stands.
Down the ground. A single. 56 for 1. 7 overs completed, going at 8 runs an over. Oh, now the look. That's the run out. Kamil Mishara, very lucky. Very, very lucky, I'll tell you. He was a goner if that was a direct hit. Going at 8 runs and over Sri Lanka. That last over was a good one for Mustafiz. The Pathum Nissanka, the batter, dismissed 22 of 15. Kamil Mishara just trying to get into his stride. But he can afford.
হ্যাঁ, সবাই একটু লাইক আর একটু সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দাও। যারা লাইভে নতুন আছে সবাই একটু লাইক একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দাও।
Sri Lanka at the other end. That will calm him a little bit, allow him to play himself in. But the T20 game, you need to get off to a start.
Kusal is in the spotlight. He's been very good, especially tonight. First of the Super 4 games. He's got himself a good start here. His teammates will be hoping that he carries on.
It's an edge. Where is the slip? He was having a slip to the left-hander. But this time it's short third, just a bit of bounce as well for Mahadi.
They got a little bit wide. Tried to play that shot of the back foot. Is not rotating the strike.
Just a bit uppish in the gap. Mahadi has been clever, particularly to the left-hander. He's been bowling it quickly. But the lines and lengths have been very good to the left-hander.
That they can create some pressure by bowling dot deliveries because he's not really getting out of the tracks quickly in terms of scoring runs, Misharat. 2 runs of 6 deliveries.
This is down to backward square, leg out taken. Mahadi strikes again, and Kusal Mendis, the big wicket. Looking for the sweep, just picked the solitary man on the backward square leg boundary. Couldn't keep it down, and they will celebrate.
That is a big wicket. I was just mentioning that might have put him in a bit of a pressure because of the fact that Mishra was not rotating the strike. This was there for the sweep, but he gets underneath it, gets the top edge, and Saifazan picks up his second catch. The openers are back. Mahdi Hassan among the wickets. Change of bowling working in favour of Bangladesh. The skipper doing the right thing to bring him on. It looked set, but he has to go. Gone for 34. Sri Lanka 58 for 2.
গাইজ যার যা লাইভে নতুন সবাই একটা করে সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দাও, সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দাও, সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দাও, একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব একটা লাইক করো, একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব একটা লাইক করো।
Kusal Pereira is the new batter. They've got in a slip. Sri Lanka has got a boundary for 13 deliveries, and for Bangladesh, this is perfect. New batter, and Kamil Besara 2 of 6. Got the chance. Oh no, that's not great. That is not great. You would want to try and bowl a dot, but Kusal Pereira gets off the mark.
I'm just wondering why Shariful Islam, the left-hand seamer, fielding in the covers. Should be at protecting the boundary rope. So he's fielding inside the circle. That's what he has done. That's his career. Kusal Pereira. 2 new batters in the middle.
What an excellent over. Excellent over. 4 runs and a wicket. 60 for 2 at the end of 8.
ভাই সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করো না, একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব একটা লাইক করো, একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব একটা লাইক করে দাও।
The vagaries of T20 cricket. At one stage, you had these two diminutive figures of Pathum Nissanka and Kushal Mendes creating mayhem for Bangladesh, and suddenly now the scenario has changed. Got 2 new batters in. Run rate will drop as a result. We'll find the fielder there to get a single. The last wicket, the only point I would like to make with that shot that was played, you see Surya Kumar Yadav when he plays the sweep shot, very often he's looking to hit it along the ground. This was distinctly an intent to hit the ball in the air. It's a long boundary there. You're never going to be hitting a 6 in that area. Surya would have played that along the ground and looked for a 4. And if you see his T20 batting, you see a high percentage of 4s than 6s. When you're trying to hit 6s to get the run rate up, this is likely to happen. More risk, more likelihood of getting out.
ভাই যারা লাইভে নতুন সবাই একটা করে সাবস্ক্রাইব করো, একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব একটা লাইক করো, একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব একটা লাইক করো।
The batters have got out. The run rate is not like it's gone to 10 or 11. It's still 7.44.
That's a balance as batting sides looking to put first innings runs on the board. You're looking to find that balance between risk and reward. A lot of time the cricketing smarts, like you're saying, almost an 80-meter boundary where he was trying to hit that, and the fielder got it well inside the ring. Bangladesh doing well, just clawing it back out of the power play.
In recent times, matches between these two teams and T20s has been quite close. You would think Sri Lanka, the senior side, they've had more success at the world stage, at the Asia Cup level as well, but Bangladesh off late have run them quite close. Still enough firepower with Kusal Pereira now walking in. Those two guys, Pathum, it is more fun to watch the kind of shots that they play, especially Pathum Nissanka, who's been in tremendous form. Last 10 odd innings, average of 40, strike rate 150, 140.
Yeah, we just spoke about which team got the better of each other, but in the round, Sri Lanka got the better of the opposition. They bowled relatively cheaply in terms of first innings score, 139 for 5. Sri Lanka 140 for 4, but more importantly, in just 14.4 overs. It's a dominant victory. Bangladesh also playing their first game in Dubai. Sri Lanka has played one here against Hong Kong, China. He did well, Shara, in that previous game.
Yeah, one of the two substantial innings that he's played in his career so far. The bounce, there's an appeal. Doesn't seem very convincing. They have the option of review. Just looking at the entire sort of body language may just bail out. Sometimes when you appeal in that fashion, I think you just want to show that we think it's very close. We're taking time whether we should review this. Yeah, there was a great chance just looking at all of them that the review wouldn't be taken. But there's nothing to stop you from appealing. It's not in the rules.
Yeah, watch this. Such a contrast of body languages and emotions. Taskin Ahmed, Liton Das behind the stumps. That's why they all agreed not to go upstairs and disturb the TV umpire. But a good shot.
গাইস সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব আর লাইক করো, সবাই একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব আর লাইক, একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব আর লাইক হবে গাইস, একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব আর লাইক হবে।
Came in and bowled the crucial over, didn't he? When Sri Lanka was flying away again.
ভাই রান 64 রান 2 উইকেট, রান 64 রান 2 উইকেট।
Oh, lucky that fell in the gap because that ball
ভাই
was in the
সাবস্ক্রাইব
air
কেন
for a while.
করতেছ না রে ভাই?
65 for 2.
গাইস সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দাও, যারা লাইভে নতুন আছে সবাই একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দাও। ভাই আপনি করেন, দেখেন আপনার দেখা দেখে আরেকজন করবো, ঠিক আছে? আপনি একটা করে দেন, দেখেন আপনার দেখা দেখে আরেকবার করবো। তাই যারা লাইভে নতুন সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন, যারা লাইভে নতুন সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন, সবাই লাইক করে দেন।
Kamindu Mendes also batter who's been in recent form. Sri Lanka's progress into the Super. Trying to play the reverse slant, only to find the ball hitting the target.
ভাই যা লাইভে নতুন সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন, সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন, সবাই লাইক করে দেন, একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব লাইক হবে।
Once again, the off spin doing the trick.
সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন ভাই, সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন, যারা লাইভে নতুন আছেন সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে
with
দেন।
the 2 wickets. Yeah, he goes and completely missed it. He went early. Mahedi did well to follow him, and he's cleaned him up. Top of leg stump. He's enjoyed that. In quick fashion.
ভাই যা লাইভে নতুন আছেন সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন, সবাই একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব লাইক করে দেন। যা লাইভে নতুন আছেন সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন।
And just on that, we'll all take a little bit of a breather for drinks.
বন্ধু আসছে বহুদিন পরে। গাইস সবাই একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব লাইক, একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব লাইক হবে। যারা লাইভে নতুন আছেন সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন ভাই, সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন। ভাই সুপ তো আছে ভাই, কিন্তু সাবস্ক্রাইব তো হচ্ছে না, সাবস্ক্রাইব করা হচ্ছে না। সবাই একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দাও, সবাই একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দাও গাইস। ভাই সাবস্ক্রাইব না হলে কেমনে সুপ করি? আপনি একটা করে দেন ভাই, আপনি একটা করে দেন, দেখেন আপনার দেখে দেখে আরেকজন করবো, ঠিক আছে?
One stage, Sri Lanka 44 for no loss, and we saw two batters play some high-quality cricket. The batting was sensational from those two, but then they lost the wicket of Nissan Kar quickly after that. Kushal Mendes as well. And Mishara was the last man to follow, and now 65 for 3. It doesn't look so good.
Yeah, they got off to a fly until Nisanka picked out the backward square to perfection. Didn't quite get hold of it. You could tell by the emotions of CNM. The off spinner came in, and Kusal Mendes pulled out in a similar position, going for the sweep to the longer side, and then the reverse going horribly wrong. Off spinner in Mahedi Hassan has to. Just out of the power play, Bangladesh have held the scoring and more importantly picked up wickets at regular intervals.
You got to feel for Shariful because he was the recipient of some high quality shots played against him. Not necessarily of bad balls or loose balls. Patham actually hit one shot of playing delivery for 6. Gotta find the fielder. No, that's gonna be 4 runs. It's taken a while for this boundary. 22 balls. And good way to get off the mark for former captain Sri Lanka.
And he does well. He's picked up the shorter length. He's dropped it short of Mahedi. And he's curled off to the back foot and placed it perfectly. Do feel his position on that boundary, but just away. Outfield also very quick. And timing gets you runs.
Very deceptive in the way he contributes. Thus, Shanaka, you might think that he's not quite finding his flow, looking a little scratchy, but suddenly Indian innings of some substance, striker of 151.
ভাই
দাদু
দাদু লাইভে খেলা দেখাইতেছি
বিয়ে হয়েছিল তো
আর 24টার উপরে ভিউজ আসছে না, সাবস্ক্রাইব একটা বাড়ছে।
আরে তোরে কি কো, আমি একটা প্রথমে তো খেলা দেখছি। হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ,
তোর সর্বোচ্চ ভিউ উঠছে 10,000। হ্যাঁ
কার?
আমার।
হ্যাঁ,
সাবস্ক্রাইব পাইছি তোর 800টা।
কবে খেলা দেখাইছো?
এই যে প্রথমে পরে তোর 6 ওভার না 5 ওভারে আসে কপিরাইট খায় গেছে, ভিডিও বন্ধ হয়ে এখন আর লাইভ দেওয়া যেতেছে না।
তাই নাই?
এখন আর লাইভ দেওয়া যেতেছে না। পরে অন্যান্য চ্যানেলকে শেয়ার করছি, এখন মাঝেতে লাইভে ঢুকলে তো লাইভে ভিউ হইতেছে না। প্রথমে আমাদের ব্যাটিং শুরু করবি না,
হ্যাঁ,
সেই সময় পেলে লাইভটা ওপেন করতে হবে, আমি যতটুকু বুঝলাম।
মনে করো কি যে আমার হচ্ছে 32-এর উপরে সাবস্ক্রাইব বাড়তেছে না, ওর উঠতেছে না,
ভিউ হইতেছে না, তাই তো?
হ্যাঁ,
আমারও তো ওই যে প্রথমটায় ভিউ হয় আর ভিউ হইতেছে না। সাবস্ক্রাইব দেওয়ার 8-10টা কমিয়েও গেছে।
মনে করো কি ওই আমার মনে করো কপিরাইট খাওয়ার কোনো টেনশন নেই, মনে করো যে আমি অন্য ফোন দেখাচ্ছি, বুঝছো?
না আমি বুঝতে পারছি, তুই ব্যাক ক্যামেরা দিয়ে অন্য ফোনে দেখাচ্ছিস না।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ,
কপিরাইট খাইলে উঠলে আমিও তো ওরকম দেখা দিছি। তাই
খাওয়া নেই, সমস্যা কি? বাল চ্যানেল একটা ধরে 10টা আসবে।
খেলা দেখ, খেলা দেখ, আমি কি করবো?
আমার চ্যানেলে চলে আসো।
ওকে ওকে।
Three at the moment in the last 14 encounters. To find the fielder.
Just on the 2 that Kusal dabbed into the leg side. Now Sri Lanka's dot ball percentage with the bat is the least. Only 32% of dot balls is what they play. So in amongst the boundaries, they maneuver the field and pick up those 1s and 2s. It was also a feature against the game.
গাইস সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দাও, যারা লাইভে নতুন সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দাও।
That match-winning chase.
Good point you raise. And again, you can see the urgency. They won the second. You make the observations and I make the explanations as to why that happens. And I believe because these guys are such supreme athletes. And you saw
ভাই
that
কেন কথা কইরে ভাই, সাবস্ক্রাইব বাড়তেছে না তো কথা কইতাম না, কি কইতাম ভাই?
the boundaries. They're still very keen to run that extra run. run, and that comes from just having that kind of fitness. Ala Virat Kohli, even in these conditions, very happy to get that extra run. This is another good
গাইস যা যা লাইভে সবাই একটা সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দাও
this tournament.
On that point as well, the nature of the surfaces, you and I were at the pitch report, slightly slower, so it's not easy when you come in. And just a confirmation of what we're talking about, they've had the least amount of dot balls. Extremely underlooked feature sometimes when you're trying to go hard and put runs on the board. So many opportunities for ones and twos. I saw that India-Pakistan game, so many dot deliveries, 63 if I remember correctly is what Pakistan played.
I was hoping we'd see Pakistan there right at the bottom. Good. 11 was gone, 78 for 3. See there, 4 sixes and 5 fours, so 9 boundaries, but the run rate is still 7.09. Very quick down the leg side, good take by Litan Das.
Yeah, this has been an interesting matchup because now for Kusal Perera, hitting into the shorter side. Mehdi Hassan firing in where they just want to just turn outside the off stump.
Just a very wily customer. First time we saw him, Mehdi Hassan Miraj was in Sri Lanka in the Asia Cup. He just knows how to handle things here. Now Kusal Perera is on strike, but he'll have to hit against the spin to get a 6 on that short boundary on the leg side. Watch him when he bowls to Kusal Perera. The speed as well, so he's a very street smart cricketer, very sharp cricketing mind. Leg side for